All right, well, hello everyone. Good day. Today we wanted to bring you a new format, a new video, hopefully a new series of videos where myself and we have Mr. Tommy Nichols here. We're going to try to bring in some guests to speak to them about things going on here in Santa Rosa County. Sometimes it may be of political nature, and sometimes it will not. It will just be people in the county.
Yeah, we're going to have some coaches on.
Well, it's some coaches. We're going to try to touch base on some sports going on here in Santa Rosa County. It is July right now, and soon the school year will be in session, and local sports will be busy.
Football season is right around the corner.
It is. So we're going to start off today's video with Mr. Jeff Ates, who has agreed to come in and talk to us a little bit today about a couple things. One of them being rumors, essentially rumors. We had a conversation with Jeff, and there's been some just information, we'll call them rumors, going around that he figured he could clarify some things.
Oh, is this one of these Don Wrinkles roasts? Yeah, let's do it.
You're getting thrown under the bus today, buddies.
We're going to get my hard hat.
Yeah. So we'll get started with it. Like I said, a couple questions. So we're to understand that you, sir, are not an environmentalist. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. For the last 30 years, I've been doing restoration work out in the woods, out in the environment. So I'm not sure how that has any merit to stand.
Right.
I mean, you were on one of my jobs, and it wasn't even in the county.
It wasn't.
And it's. I do have one job in Santa Rosa County that I've done in the last 4 years. The rest of them have been from here to Chalton-Hatchet River, Holmes County, Graceville, Florida.
Yeah.
All my work is way out there.
Now this has to do with the gopher tortoise, among other things.
Yep. We do relocate gopher tortoises out of construction sites. We build holding pens for them, temporary holding pens, and then after the site's done, we go pull all that back up. Did two creek renourishments, rebuild the creek banks. I've got another one to go to here in a week or two, just waiting for the environmental engineering company that I work under to pick a date, and we'll ride out there and take a look at it and get that scheduled on the books and, chalk up another success. The others have just been, some erosion issues. I've got one of them fixed, and then the county comes along and opens up a terrace. So now the water's back. So, it's still holding, it's still doing good, but it's just like, hey, it's fixed. And then outside people just kind of come in, they adjust. It's like, well, I got a mud hole. I'm going to cut a hole in this. And yeah, it's my water, but I'm putting it on my neighbor's house. And so that's actually pretty good knowledge to handle, have experience, because here in Santa Rosa County, that's our complaint. Hey, the neighbor's flooding me out.
Yeah, we have a water issue. Yeah, we're water issue.
It's like one. Yeah, no, non-environmentalist. Hey, and what's funny is I lost by 58 votes last election. I had two lies that were perpetuated. The winner, he was attacked, and I've had people come up to me and say, hey, he said you were behind his attack. I said, well, it's not the case. My guys got on to it, found out who the attacker was, and I handed him, but here's the guy's name, here's where it's at, here's where the money comes, get a lawyer and chase after it. Yep. Because we've had a very clean race. I was proud of that race. Yeah. Everybody was clean. A little scuttle here and there in the whisper room, but that's just to say, but as far as really hard punches, it's been a clean race. Yeah. I wanted to end that way. Well, I said, all I ask is put a statement out there that I had nothing to do with the attack. Oh, yeah, man, absolutely. Thank you very much. Took the information, had his lawsuit, did his day in court, won. Of course, he used probably information on top of my information. I mean, this complicated case, he won, And at the Baghdad thing the following week, I was like, hey, I didn't see, there's no post on Facebook. Oh, I don't have anything to do with Facebook. I'm like, oh, you're going to let me own this one. Yeah. And District 1 started flipping crazy with the rumors. And yes, sir.
Did he ever give you that apology?
About that.
Okay.
No. But
essentially you were not the one behind those.
No, I wasn't in the lawsuit.
Okay. What is
So,
it?
I mean, proof that I was not there and
Had nothing to do with it.
and like I said, people came out and said, oh, he told me he was behind, that you were behind it. I'm like, well, obviously I wasn't. Man, I'm sorry. Man, my uncle had a stroke the month before and in July. And so we were his full-time caretakers ever since then. So it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not have been a very effective. It'd been very, very stressful.
Sure.
To handle all that stuff. But yeah, it's just, it amazed me. Well, the lesson I learned on that is nobody called, nobody reached out. Yeah. Like I'm putting 4 years of the county's management. I'm doing it. I'm picking between a list. And yet I hear these things. I want to believe them, or I think they're from a credible source because I've been following or I know them or whatever, but nobody, I mean, it's like buying a car without test driving it. Yeah. I was like, hey, I heard this thing gets 30 miles to the gallon. I'm going to go drive it for about 15 minutes and check it out. Or this is supposed to be really dependable. Go to a test drive, breaks down. Nobody really, it really surprised me. It's like, of all the things that came back, it was just, we were so eager to, I don't know. It's a small county.
Yeah.
We still have the citizens still have the ability to control its future.
Yep.
And, I kind of expected a little more, check into it, dig into it, find out what's going on.
Well, something that Tommy had mentioned to me was that in this county, especially in the primaries, we see 20-30%. No, I'm sorry, not percent, 20 or 30,000 people who will actually come to vote, which in this county, which is already a small county, that's not a lot of people to show up for the vote.
Well, you figure 35,000 to, we're going to say, lucky, it will be 40,000. Listen, probably not going to be that. And you're right. But go ahead.
Not many people are going to show up for the vote.
Yeah.
And it was gopher tortoises. I got their mailers. I'm sorry. Environmentalists. I did watch. He was very careful. Took some.
What? You mean he didn't drop?
No, he didn't drop. He didn't kick a turtle or nothing. He didn't toss it over into the truck. No, he actually did a very good job. He dug up some turtles. They relocated them. It was actually kind of impressive to see the whole process. So anybody who is into environmental things, I would say that's a pretty interesting process to see what it takes to dig up one of these gopher tortoises and then relocate them to a safe area when there's construction going on, which we've had a lot of construction here in Santa Rosa. Actually, the whole Northwest Florida's had a lot of construction recently. So, okay.
Well, I would say, and yes, it's not the tortoise per se that is the value. It's the hole they dig. It's in my continuing education, one of the classes, I should pull it up, but 300 species of critters use that hole for habitat.
Yeah.
We had scoped some in training, and found a rabbit and found a rattlesnake, and mostly, my sites that I've been involved with for the last 3 years have been a gopher frog, and gopher crickets, and a couple of mice. I had 2 mice run out, but I had one rattlesnake. My very first one had a rattlesnake.
Oh boy.
Do they live in there with them?
Yeah, and tortoise is all the way at the end, snake crawling behind him, and they just kind of hang out. I mean, the snake's not going to eat it. Yeah, there's no threat.
That's why.
And it's got the hard shell, so
Yeah.
even if there was,
That thing go there.
they just kind of hang out. They'll have little chambers in there, so the tortoise may be in one chamber, the snake will go into another one. Usually, the snake just kind of goes in about halfway and just kind of stops.
Yeah.
Because they can go. Hey, the deepest one I had to dig out was, I know, 15 foot. Possibly 18 foot deep.
Yeah.
And they showed me pictures over in Escambia County where they've gone 30 foot deep, 30 to get one out. Now,
Brief. That's an industrious little turtle.
Yeah.
Tortoise. Excuse me.
yeah. Well, the state of Florida gets safety calm turtles.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine went for a job interview for State Park, and he said turtles, and they're tortoises. He said, "Well, I can tell I'm not getting the job." So we're out of here. So it's an everything is emotionally charged.
Sure.
But it was pretty funny. But yeah,
That's a neat thing. That's a neat job. To go out there and do that. Like I said, 300 other species. Basically,
they come and go.
they rely on this tortoise
Yeah.
to be there. So that's really neat. Okay. Now, next thing, you're not an engineer. Why not?
Yeah. Oh man, I wouldn't have the patience to go through that much schooling. No, I never said I was an engineer. You're not going to see any paperwork. There's no written, no documentation that I said I was an engineer. I never told anybody I was an engineer. I work with them.
Yep.
And I can speak their language, and I can have conversations with them, meaningful conversations, and just what they're saying, and contribute to the conversations. I mean, I did that with the Blackwater wastewater treatment plant. The hydraulics, the water engineer came down from the Carolinas, and we went out there on site. I showed him. I said, "Listen, this is a fallacy of the plan. This is what they're claiming. It's false. Here's the empirical evidence." And the hydraulics, we probably spent about an hour.
Yeah.
And if I didn't know what I was talking about, I wouldn't get an hour of a guy's time like that.
Probably not.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey.
Oh boy, yeah, dude. Yeah, this wild neighbor comes over and talks to me about stuff. So, okay, so you're not an engineer, but you do speak to engineers, and you have relationships with them, and so you work with them. So it's something you've been around and involved with for some time now.
Long time, yeah.
Okay. So now also we wanted to. Tommy promised me that not all guests will be specifically political, and not all conversations will be specifically political. He promised me that. But let's see here. We did want to bring Jeff in because there were some things that were brought up. We talked about the environmentalist, engineer, and something about you being a hot-headed, a hot-tempered fella. What's all this about?
What the heck, man? This is a setup.
I'm telling you, this is a gotcha moment right here.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert. So to be an introvert and in politics is an oxymoron. Yeah, it doesn't work. And I'm a mule, man. You just load the wagon, don't worry about the mule, and I'll just pull it. And that's my thing. Very quiet to myself. People reach out and says, "Hey, I got this. What do you think about that? Your opinion, your expertise. Do you know somebody?" It's more of a Rolodex kind of role that I feel. And so in politics, I'm watching candidates from my first run to this run, and they get that passion, and they raise their voice, and they hit strong points, and just rah. So I'm trying that. Not good at it. Obviously, I'm a hothead, and what's funny is one says, "Hey, I heard that you sold your pit." I'm like, "What? Who is just iterating this crap?"
The dirt pit thing it comes up a lot.
So I'm like, I said, "Oh, hey Jeff, here's a moment. It's with somebody you know. Let's see how this works." Yeah. Oh man, I'm a hothead. And everybody says, "Man, I asked Jeff about selling this pit, and he just went off." I'm like, and it's like, actually, just what I said. I was like, where does this come from? I mean, what's this got to do with county business.
Yeah.
And what's this? Well, he's a dirt hauler. I'm like, hey, I ain't hauling. I have a dump truck. It doesn't run. The tag on it is 2010.
Okay.
So I haven't had a dump truck license in 16 years.
Yeah.
And all the jobs that I've been associated with in the past 7 years, because again, builders want cheap. Yep, that's all it is.
Sure.
Airway Oaks is flooding because of that. It's cheap.
Right.
Well, they're not flooding. The holding pond down there have a lot of problems with that. But anyways, that's a smart topic. So we'll stay away from that. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's off. That was a jab. That was a jab. Nothing's off limits today.
That was a jab. But so everything I dealt with is has been engineering spec'd out. I get an email. Hey Jeff, this is what we're looking for. I go out there, I mix it. I'm a consultant for another group, and it's all theirs. I'm not part of their company. I can't sign checks. I can't hire and fire anybody.
Right.
They just we worked together on some projects. It was a successful personalities. And I was like, listen, I'm going to be going into, getting into politics. So I'm shutting this down. They're like, hey, will you lease it to me? I'm like, sure. I mean, you got responsibilities. You got families to feed. I have no problems with that. I can come in, tell you what to do, how to do it. And then I got to go there. And so that's what happened the first time around. And of course, after the election, I got into this environmental work on more of a full-time scale. And once one or two every couple of years, then I went to doing it just during the summer times, because the tourist work is temperature sensitive.
Okay.
And so 55 degrees and above 3 days consistently of that's where it's at. So they want to schedule for August and July. And I'm like, no, we can do this in April and September. Yeah. So after a couple of sessions, built a relationship with the environmental firm that I work with. And I wouldn't say they give me carte blanche, but I've got a lot of leeway. They're like, hey, Jess, your quality of work has surpassed anybody. Believe it or not, you're one of 4 groups. And let me stop right there. When I say me, I'm such an integral part of it. I just inserting myself.
Yeah.
You work with North Americans' reputation.
Okay.
But I'm the one out there in the field. I'm the one that they see, because again, it's $20,000 if you just step on a hole.
Yeah.
I'm not entrusting that responsibility to newcomers just yet. To build success, you got to know. You just got to build a plant. So if you start at the ground floor and work your way up, man, you know where everything's at, and you fix it all. It's like, okay, this is your box. I need you to stay there. The next guy is going to be in this box. The next guy, and all of a sudden we got a foundation that works. Not just here, go out there and don't screw up. Yeah. So yeah, built a relationship, and now it's like, hey, Jeff, this is our scope. This is our timeline. If we're not under crunch, I'm like, okay, let's look at the temperatures. We'll look at the timing and say, hey, can we do this in March and April? Or can we do this in September, October? And they look at their paperwork, right? Yeah, we have that affordability. Yeah, you're dependable. You're going to get it done. So yeah, no problems. We got other things to work on because it's a huge environmental process. I make up just one little section of their hiring process, right? So,
Well, and about the hot-headedness, hot-tempered, or whatever, I'm going to throw this in there. The man came and visited me 3 times when I was in the hospital, and I was at Westport.
You owed him money, man.
Yeah, I had a vested interest in your health. But right after I had a stroke, he came 3 times, and he didn't have to do that. I don't see any hot-tempered person doing that. So there's that as well.
There you go. See, thanks, Tommy. Oh yeah, I wasn't fishing for a plug, but thank you.
Yeah, that's the truth.
We're gonna have one of Tommy's nurses come in and talk next time. It will hit a real story.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
But okay, so now those are some rumors we've heard about Jeff, some things that have been brought up on social media. Are there any other rumors floating around out there that people that you know of, that y'all know of, that are going on here in Santa Rosa County, I guess?
About any candidate?
Any of the candidates, really. And I say that because we want to be open. We want to be able to cover everything here.
Well, they're not really here to defend themselves. So, well, yes.
Well, I could.
There's rumors.
There's a lot of stuff out there.
Politics, y'all, is
Renee Nice one. I want Renee Nice.
that's not the same.
Wow, no. The nice one, young lady. I interviewed her. I'm going to interview her, and the whole spiel about she's not from here. She was put in a race. She went after that hard, and she killed that right off the bat. Because
She's not a plant by the establishment of the
yeah,
developer group.
that's what she says. And I
I heard that.
I tend to believe her.
You with her here, and it was a great interview. She was very, very nice.
Now, that's the only one I can speak to. So the rest of them, y'all have fun.
Yes. Good. We want to try to address some of those. If anybody out there knows of any rumors that you'd like to have discussed and clarified,
Yes.
let us know. We'll do it. We'll reach out to some folks and try to get that stuff clarified, because we hear this a lot, that things that are put on social media cannot be trusted. And we feel that going to the source and getting the information is the best possible way of resolving these issues.
Yeah.
Because whether it's politics or something else, social media can be it can be a bit of a circus.
Yeah, it can.
It really can. And so we'd like to see some of that clean itself up. And well, if we can have any part of it, I'd like to try.
It blows my mind that somebody can say something on Facebook and another person will read it and they run with it without looking into it, without Googling it, without anything, and just going, this is taking this as fact. You know, I don't understand that. I've never been a fan of that. If I see some, say for example, Jeff is 3 feet tall, for example. Oh wow! And so now it's been spread.
That's the rumor. You're down and saw.
I need to adjust my personality then, huh?
What I'm saying, that, and then people run with that instead of, okay, well, let me look and see if this is true. You know, it doesn't take but 10 seconds to find out the truth by Googling. So it's frustrating as heck.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in the rumors, you know you're doing good when you're the number one topic of hate. Yeah. I mean, I got capital letters coming in now, so sure. Either R.C. Pittman is writing all this stuff for these folks, or they're just as upset and passionate as he is.
Right.
But when you're number one, you can always tell when you're number one, when you're the most hated one out there, and everybody's just really beaten up because they have lies and have hate speech. That's all they've got.
Yep.
And yes, y'all had mentioned some more. There's a bunch more out there, and it's funny because I've said from day one, I says, if there's anything that that you want to call BS on me, get in a truck. I will take you straight to the horse's mouth, straight to the job site, straight to the people that I work for. And you can ask them. It's like, 4 years ago, one says, well, you're this, you're that, and you're whatever. I said, you didn't even do your research, and you're part of a vetting group. And they were there. They were trying to chase all the rumors and just all the dirt they could find out. Yeah. It was a very uncomfortable meeting. It was at a village inn. 4 years.
That's a wisdom place to have an uncomfortable meeting. A village inn.
All about that meeting.
And it's like, where are you hearing this? I mean, go with me.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that I say or do is I can take you to a spot, I can show you a piece of paper, or show you reference a video. Everything, because I know that's what they got. And I was like, I'm trying to bring common sense and protection to the county.
Yep.
And it's funny because, you'll hear it's like, oh, they're in the pockets of developers and there's this, that, and the other. And I sat back and I'm watching the actions. I'm like, well, man, that's the pot calling the kettle black. You want a candidate that you can control. You're mad at that the one you supported last time because he lied to you to get your support. And when he got in, he did his own thing. Just, y'all went crazy.
Yeah.
So now you're doing it again. And it's like, he's controlling, like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're talking, you've crippled the county's progress by 4 years. And your egos and your ability to control means so much to you and you and you that you're going to do it again.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, man, so Kerry Smith goes back in. I'll laugh. I'll go up there. I'll go to, I don't ever go to the BSCC. I will from then on. I'm like, well, what's the weather, guys?
Meetings.
I'm going to attend the meetings and just say congratulating him on his well played victory and having people that supported him last time get in this race and it's like, what? And it's hilarious. It always comes back to the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again and expect a different result.
Yeah.
And it's funny. This will parlay into another one where, I'm taking credit for the wastewater treatment plant.
Yep. I heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Heard that.
All right. They've been doing the same thing over and over again. Somebody reaches out to me. I do my homework. I locate 100 acres. And it's like, hey, if I can get the county to work with you guys to move it from the shoreline up to 2,000 feet away, if they put it right next to me, will that be a solution? Absolutely. So I did some more work, and in a month or two, the county gave the city the property. I was like, well, that's way more than I expected. I figured y'all sell it. I mean, take advantage of an opportunity. Kind of got them over the barrel.
Sure.
Get your money. And so all of a sudden, it is now off of Cooper's Basin. Now, it's not where I suggested, and that's fine with me, that the task wasn't to put it right here. The task was to get it off the shoreline.
Yeah.
So by my involvement, that opened up the doors, and now the plan has evolved, and it's now where it's going. I mean, it's doing its thing. So nobody knew that.
Yeah.
Until now, till this election, because I'm like, I run on results. That's just what I do. Anybody called and said, hey, this is the problem we got. What can you know? This, that, and the other. You got a reputation. Well, give me a minute and we'll come up with something. And I usually do. I got a whole list of people that I can spitball with, and when we start with a complex idea and narrow it down to the bone of the matter, like, what's the role of the county commissioner? If you boil all the tasks that people project onto them, you're responsible for this, you're responsible for this, I'm unhappy about this, I'm unhappy about that. It really comes down to is managing the quality of life in the county. Maybe because if you're unhappy, you're looking for your county commissioner to fix it. If he fixes it, your quality of life goes up. So it's just about quality of life management. I mean, the state writes the laws and rules that we have to abide by. The federal government writes some more that we have to abide by. We have a little bit of influence on ordinances and taxes and things of that nature, but all in all, the state's not coming down here to ensure, hell, if we had a quality of life for the state, we'd have 4 lanes going through Milton right now. That's state. So what can we do as a commissioner to improve the quality of life? And that's, in my opinion, that's the bulk of the task at hand.
Basically be a big babysitter.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like.
Now I'm sure I already know we're going to have several guests that'll come through that will have something to say about everything, of course. But it's going to be interesting to see who else comes on. I know that. I'm already got some in my head, some ideas. Yeah, I appreciate it for sure. But
Insight. And just so you know, this is an open invitation to all of you right now. If you're ready for all this, you can come on with us the same way as Mr. A says right now.
It doesn't have to be politicians. I mean, you have like professionals, educators.
Yeah, well,
Which is
to talk about that.
people in the construction world, people in the hospitality world. Just, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have some other things to do, to watch about the county that is not all this, the aisle political stuff. Yeah. Going on. Personally, I hate it.
Jeff, we're glad you're here, but I know Tommy is ready. I know I'm ready for sure. That we want to get past this primary and we want to talk about things in the county. I mean, we want to have some historical things that we discuss about Santa Rosa County. Yes,
Like, Wood. What's his name? Richard Wood.
Richard Wood. Yeah, Richard, come on. Have Mike Simmons, come on. Well, September the 11th, there's a big thing at Arcadia Build. They're having down there for it. If you can, you reach out to Mike Simmons. I'll put the information on there and try to get one of the tickets if you can. If not, get one of the next tickets coming up. And because I've been to that show, his show, and you want to talk about informative and leave you sitting just in awe. Dude, he puts on a show. It is great.
it's all history stuff,
Yes,
Yeah.
it's all true about the area.
which is really nice because you can read about history in books and whatever. But when somebody there and speak to it,
Oh man,
that really
and it knows all the details in depth. He's able to do that. Is good stuff. It really is. Yeah. Wow.
So anybody who wants to put some things out there, contact us. Let us know. I'm sorry.
No. If you want a soap opera twist to history, you should reach out to Brian Rucker. I hired for a professor, and he said he's gonna make history interesting, and by golly, he did.
Loved it. There's that video, and it's hilarious. Shame on me. He and I had an interview, and I need to put that interview out. I know I felt terrible for it. I had an interview with Mr. Rucker and Brian. I'm so sorry, but we went out to
I see. I show you said.
yeah, he's taking his. We went out to the Baghdad Millside Park, and he spoke on some of the things that were happening there way back when. And it was an excellent interview. I'm going to have to put that out. I might even put that out with, we need to have him come on.
Yeah.
Have him come in.
Yeah, I'll talk to Brian. I can ask him. Yeah, I'm sure he'll come on. Maybe by now they're out of school, so he's got all the time in the world.
Yeah. So we're going to have some more people come in. Are there anything else? And this is going to be pretty much, this is the video for today. As we mentioned, there's going to be more things coming out. We're going to try to have a little more regular consistency and have varied topics that we cover here.
But it's just right now about the politics. It's the hot item right now. So we got to,
Get in the luck of the draw there, Jeff.
be the first one.
Jeff was literally walking down the road and we said, "Hey, do you want to come in for this interview?" He said, "Sure."
We're gonna do a show, entertainment, flick. We're gonna talk about everything. All right, politics. Oh man, politics.
It's America's 250th birthday. That's right. We had a heck of a fireworks show.
Man, did we ever
Yeah, that was it was great. It was really
spoil? Want that next year?
Yeah. That's unfortunate about how nice it was, Milton. We're gonna want to see that again next year. So, City of Milton, if you want to,
You raised the bar.
get prepared for that. Yeah, good job.
Man,
It was a good show.
I wish I went so much. I went down there. I started to go on my truck, and I seen all the places were parking. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do this.
It was really packed.
So I just turned around, went back home, and enjoyed the fireworks from my proceed.
There you go. There you go. Anything else? All right. No, we'll do that. We'll wrap it up today. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We're going to have some more of these. If you have any suggestions, please send them in to us. We'd like to,
Like a name.
Yeah, a name, an event, something going on in the county, Santa Rosa centric. That's what we want to see. So until next time,
Yeah.
All right, everybody, take care.
Thank you, guys.
Later. Toodles.